everyone.
Is it on?
Yeah, welcome everybody. And let's call Mike Bird up here for the pledge and also the overway salute. Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the four-way test. First, is it true? Second, is it fair? Self-concern.
Third,
Will it build goodwill?
better friendships. Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Let's see. Jolene, I believe you have an inspiration for us there.
The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt in the heart. Helen Keller.
I did not check, but do we have any visiting Rotarians here today? I can see, but I never hear now. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, could you introduce
Yes,
yourself?
I'm Sandy Cunning from the Wednesday Club.
Oh, thank you.
And if you don't mind, at some point, I'd like to talk about our celebration that we're having, our 100-year celebration.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. How about visiting guests? I think we got quite a few today. All right, let's start with Tim.
Yeah, my wife Jennifer Sweet.
Yeah.
My wife, Dr. Jennifer.
There's a big full of people. Hey, you're an honorary Rotarian. Would you like to introduce the people? Welcome. Thank you. Lynn has a few people.
I have two of our senior here, Jess and Aiden.
Thank you, Tom. Okay. Would you like to introduce? Yes.
My niece Ashley is here with us again, soon to not be a guest, but an actual member of our club. So yay, Ashley.
I see one more. Stranger?
My name is Crystal. I'm about
Okay. Haven't seen faces yet.
All right, so, okay, all right, what do you do? We have a very good program today, so we're gonna put announcements at the end. But we have two quick ones, myself. You're gonna have a stand-up board meeting at the end of the meeting. We have a few financial matters, won't take long, stand-up board meeting. And then I've got 4 tickets left to the celebration, the pack celebration this Saturday. If you would like them, come and see me, please. 4 to go, first come, first served. Okay, with that, let's see, let's start with Lisa. We have another award.
Okay, today is my pleasure to introduce the 7th and final for this year of the Student Service Above Self Award. And it is and she is from New Hope Christian School. But first, I just wanted to say, because this is the last one of the year, that I want to acknowledge the 18 or 19 Rotarians included in the group, but that do extra special things for the Service Above Self program. and I'd just like to hear their names. It's Jody McDonald, John Jones, Steve Rowe, Tommy Drake, Debbie Brownell, Jim Keever, Sally Snyder, Doug and Bev Walker, Deb Amin, Don Welch, Carla Robertson, Wynn Howard, Greg Fisher, Margaret Bradford, Gina Marie Augusta, Dave Matthews, Bella Toledo. They all do extraordinary things and make our gifts really spectacular. They have really grown, and it's a pleasure to introduce our final student for this year. And there she is. And I'll introduce her counselor, Natalie, and she'll give us a little intro, and then we'll talk to Olivia.
Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie Riebel, and I work here at New Hope Christian School, and I am so pleased to introduce to you Olivia Hudema, who is your Rotary Service Above Self Award winner. We just love her here. I just want to give you a brief rundown of why she's so special to us, and this isn't exactly all why, but some of the things that she does. She has been involved in student government, so she does events, she's done fundraising around the school for different projects. She's helped out with Key Club. In fact, she's the president of Key Club this year and the vice president of student government at the same time. She mentors freshman girls. She also participates in service projects that have nothing to do with Key Club or student government. She works on our yearbook and our publications team. She has over a 4.0 GPA, all while working as a vet assistant, which she'll tell you more about why she does that. She also is taking college classes and cares genuinely about people, and she challenges herself in all areas of life. So I hope that you will enjoy hearing from her. And also, the prize for Olivia is right here. Thank you all for doing this. We are so glad to be included and thankful for you and everything that the Rotary does in the Valley. And with that, I'm going to just let Olivia take over.
All right. Hello, everyone. I would like to just start off with a big thank you to everyone who has been involved with this process. To all the New Hope staff, whether they are present here today or not, I am both honored and grateful to have been nominated for this award. Your support, whether academically or emotionally, has meant the world to me. And then to the Rotary Club and everyone who has donated, you have blessed and spoiled me with all these presents, and I cannot wait to unpack them. Thank you so much. It is always nice to have your hard work recognized. I credit both my willingness to serve others and working hard to my family who has instilled in me these values since I was young. I have always loved helping people. It is one of the only things that brings effortless joy into my life. And I have come to find that the only way I will be satisfied in my career is if I'm serving others. I also have a big heart for animals, especially dogs. Since I was young, I knew I wanted to do something what I call the animal world or dog world, which includes things like veterinary medicine, shelter work, and training. When I realized that I could combine both my love for service and dog training together, I was instantly set on becoming a service dog trainer. Though my plans have shifted and grown as I have grown, I still believe I am called into doing service dog training. I smile at the thought of bringing independence and the companionship of dogs to the people who may not otherwise have them. That being said, I do not believe in limiting oneself, which means though my career may be training service dogs, I do not intend to stop there. I am currently working as a vet assistant at an animal clinic and hope to grow and flourish more skills there. And I do not want to use my skills meaninglessly, especially writing. And so in whatever I use writing, it will be done meaningfully. Words have the power to shape the future. I hope I will have some impact. I mentioned I have a heart after Jesus. Wherever he calls, I will go. Jesus is all about changing the world through the power of love, and I desire to have him use me thusly. I believe God has more in store for my life, and I try my hardest to be open to it all. And as I said, I do not believe in limiting oneself, and I'm looking forward to all the other doors and opportunities which will be open throughout my life. I appreciate you all for listening to me, for the award and the gifts. Thank you so much.
We have a little tradition, which is to ask the club members if they have any questions for you. Any questions? Well, one is usually, what are your plans for the future? You may have touched on a little bit. Did you hear okay? Oh,
Plans for the future, was that what you asked?
yes.
To become a service dog trainer. And then I think I'm gonna take some classes at Pacific Bible College as well and kind of grow some skills over there.
Anybody else? Well, once again, I want to thank Lisa for doing this all year long. And you're the seventh one. Thanks and congratulations to you. And good luck in the future and with whatever you choose to do.
Thank you.
All right, so then we'd like to come up now and introduce some of our friends from North Valley High School.
Good afternoon. We just wanted to take a minute and recognize our Interact seniors that we have this year. We actually have 8, so it's a larger group than other years. We have 2 here because 3, Jordan Tiger, Thorne, and Samuel are all up at the state track, so they're up there. We have 3 others that reached out to us this morning about sick. So we've got Natalie, Lainey, and Zoe that wish they could be here. But we got Jessica. She and this group has been with us since freshman. So they've been a part of Interact at North Valley for all 4 years. Jessica, come on up. You guys probably recognize her. She's been back and forth in the club quite a bit. Award winner, as well as she went to Ryla, and she is looking to be one of the counselors this year at Ryla. So, Aiden, come on up, Aiden. No, stay here. Oh. Aiden has also been part of Interact with us. They went and donated a bunch of the toys that we made to the Canadian Society, and we also founded the Made for Doug this last week to help hand out flyers. So they're gonna just give a few words about what they're gonna do at graduation, and he is also one of the salutatorians for coming up. So next year, I plan to go to University of Oregon in Eugene, and I want to become a journalist or like newspaper writer or something like that. And I just want to find something like a job that I can stay connected with my community, because that's what I've been trying to do all year.
So next year, I'm planning to go to Oregon State University to study computer science. I'm a big like math guy. I just want to get something where I can like have a big impact in the field that I'm studying. Like that.
Thank you, and we appreciate all the hard work you guys did for all our events. We had everything from water cleanups to helping the Humane Society to raising money for Thirst Project, which is their international project for water wells. And they also have to hand out flyers and stuff for Porch Fest. So thanks.
So I want to say thank you to Lynn for working with these students, and also to Tiffany Mackey, who is also an honorary member, teacher at North Valley High School. And congratulations to the high school kids. There we go. Good things out of you. All right. How about where's Kelly Moody? Come on up.
It is my honor to introduce our speaker, Kate Dwyer. She is the executive director of the Four-Way Community Foundation, which began at Grants Pass Rotary in 1975 and proudly honors those origins by retaining its name. As Kate is walking up, you may have read in the Navigator that she has lived in Tacoma for 32 years and raised 2 sons there with her husband, Mark. And she believes passionately in working together in good faith. We can, and by doing so, we can improve our communities and increase prosperity for all. So she's going to tell you about 4-Way. And by the way, she's also an honorary member of Gateway Rotary. Without further ado.
Thank you, Kelly. You have the. She's clicking on it. Okay. I think most of you know, because I've come here before, but some of you might not know that the 4-Way Community Foundation is your very own local community foundation serving Josephine County and the western edge of Jackson County. And that is a special thing to have. Not a lot of communities have their own community foundation in Oregon. It's just not as much a thing here as it is in some other states. It was started out of the Grants Pass Rotary Club, hence the name, and will be 50 years old next year. So we receive gifts, donations, estate requests. We invest that money, and we use the proceeds from those investments to make grants to nonprofit organizations or to make distributions that were designated in those gifts. So people might leave some money and say, I want you to use the proceeds of this to do X. And then we run around the community making sure we can actually achieve X for those folks. And we take it very seriously, and it's super fun. So a community foundation is a way to help care about each other, and so many of the good things that we have in our community are just because we are willing to work with each other and get things done. But that takes money, it takes stuff, and 4-Way is proud to make grants to provide a whole lot of that stuff. Since our inception, we have given over $9 million in grants locally, and we have $14.5 million in trust for this community. So for example, our dear friends at the Oregon Community Foundation, that we love very much and are our allies, and they have billions with a B of dollars, but of that, only 9 million is designated to our area. And we have 14.5 million designated to our area. So for right here at home, we're bigger. And we have wonderful board members who oversee the grants process and the whole organization. One who's supposed to be here, but he's playing softball. See if you can guess who that is. Do the next one. And then we keep our former board with us. I see another one of those. And ask them to help us do this work and align this work. So ultimately, this is about people helping people, and we make grants for things that sometimes sound like, oh, a parking lot, okay, but it's really important that a nonprofit has a parking lot that functions. And generous local donors make this possible. Do the next one. Thanks. So this year we have given 343,000 and change in grants, 110 in endowment distributions, altogether over $500,000. So every year it goes up. We're able to give more and more. We also hold some funds in trust for emergencies. A whole lot of local foundations have put money in our bucket so that if and when an emergency happens, we'll be able to respond to it really quickly. And we also encourage you, if you have a donor advised fund, to bring that donor advised fund home to 4-Way. We will get terrific service. We'll talk to you about all the different nonprofits that you could be supporting given your interest area. And it'll be more fun than your donor advised fund that's at, maybe Schwab or someplace where you don't get to meet the people and talk to them. So please consider bringing your donor advised fund home. And then many people have made very specific gifts for something that they care about. Alvin Spears made a gift in the name of his late wife, Faye. She cared a lot about Highland Elementary School. She gave a great deal of her time there, and every year she used her money to make sure that families there had Thanksgiving food boxes and warm coats and good shoes. And then when Faye passed away, Alvin left a gift with 4-Way that every year provides the money to continue that activity. So if there's a thing that you have that you want to happen or continue in our community, four-way is a really great way of making that happen and make it keep happening, even when you're not here anymore. We'll still keep an eye on it closely. So this year we made 57 grants in the competitive grants arm to local nonprofits. And I'm going to talk about just a very few, and then I know you guys don't have a ton of time. And I'm going to give some checks to some folks who are here. But at the Salvation Army Food Pantry, they have a huge number of people who come in. And during COVID, they had moved to a box model, remote model. And in order to move to a shopping model, they really needed some stuff. So four-way is providing them with money to buy things, because when you need to go shop at the food pantry, if you can do a shopping model, then you can choose the food that's ethnically appropriate, the food that your kids want to eat, the food that you have the refrigeration and the cooking capacity for. So it's important to allow people to choose the food that they need when they're food insecure. If you just get a box of random stuff, I mean, that's nice, but it doesn't really let you plan your meals. So we're moving them to a shopping model. Then the Three Rivers Community Orchestra is here tonight this afternoon to receive a display check from us and have a picture, but this is one of my favorites. This is just neighbors playing music with neighbors for the love of it and performing for us. And they need bound music scores that they can have in perpetuity and have in their library, and Four-Way has provided those. The MINT team, the Mobile Integrative Navigation Team, is established in Parker's Place. They got a $10,000 grant from Four-Way to pave that. And then one of our donor advised fund holders said, you know, I'm really impressed with what they're doing. It's really, really needed. I'd like to give them another $10,000 of unrestricted funds. And those beautiful boxes that you see downtown, Four-Way has funded those a couple years running now. We really love that project. I especially love that they did one that's a child's art. Very fun. And we are a childcare desert, unfortunately, and we don't have a lot of childcare or preschool opportunities. And at Healthy U in Cave Junction, they have just put together a preschool. And as you can imagine, they need a lot of stuff for that. So they came to Four-Way for that and were awarded that. Everyone here has heard multiple times about Saturday's event. I hope that we will see you there. And the Four-Way Community Foundation made a grant to the lighting, which we'll talk about in a moment, and also another anchor sponsorship for that event. We hold a lot of endowments, and it, it kind of sounds a little boring. I mean, what is that about? It just means they're like batteries that generate money over the years. And so, for instance, the Rose Douglas Trust that funds services to people in Josephine County with intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities, that has given out more in grants than it was put into it. And it's still there. So that's the beauty of money over time. And then together we make a lot of great things happen. All of you are out there. I see you. You're all out there volunteering, doing wonderful things. And one of the things that's so uplifting about doing this work is that you really get to see that all you really, I know it can be overwhelming how much needs to happen, but what you just need to do is the thing that you do. Keep doing it, we'll help you fund it, and all together, we make it work. We make our community better. So there are many, many ways to give through Four-Way. They're very customized. You can talk to us about what your dream is and how you'd like to make that happen, and then we will talk to you about the different ways that we can promise to keep that going for you. And then every November, we have our celebration of community spirit. We have two past award winners in the room, Brenda Patton and Doug Walker, and Steve Rowe also won our award last year, but Steve is not here tonight. So we don't know who this year's winner will be yet, but this will be at the Bear Hotel on November 7th. And I'd like to ask some of our current grantees to come and collect a display check and tell us for a moment about what they're going to do with it. So the folks from Three Rivers Community Orchestra. Anywhere over here, she can talk about it.
We are so grateful to use this generous grant to purchase music scores that are readable, that are playable, that are inspiring to both our orchestra members and our audience. We truly thank Rotary and Four-Way and Kate and everyone who was involved in granting this to us.
I would invite you all to our next concert, June 2nd, at the Performing Arts Center at 3:00, and it's free. Thank you so much, Kate. Thank you. The Road Valley YMCA. Over in our Jackson County side.
Thank you so much for this generous gift. This is gonna help us put together, or buy a supply cabinet for our Patrick Elementary after school program. Right now, the cabinet that we have is broken and doesn't lock. We've had things stolen. And so we're really excited to make sure that our supplies and things for the kids are all taken care of and when they're not in our space. Thank you very much.
Lawrence Peter. Barnstormers is the longest continually running community theater in the state of Oregon.
Yes, thank you, because we can begin to cut it. We need to start replacing all the incandescent lights in the theater. It's a 100-year-old building. And losing monitors and lights and sound during a show is not good. So, yeah, so we're going through, replacing everything with LED and hopefully that will help cut down on zapping out all the energy and the show will go on.
And Superintendent Tim Sweeney is here to receive for the Grants Pass Performing Arts Center.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much for this. We are really appreciative of it. We have several projects that we're taking on over the next few years, and with this movie, we're going to improve the lighting throughout the PAC. Also, other plans with the money that this group donated as well for sound improvements and all this stuff. So giving it a really nice shine for the 25th gala this Saturday. You'll be there, right?
Thank you. Will you all the groups come back up real quick so Janie can do a group picture of us and then I'll shuffle off and let you folks continue. That sounds good with the staff.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, sure.
Jim asked me to ask if there are questions. I'd love to take questions. Anybody have any? Yes.
So on your giving fund, donor advice fund, is it? So you don't have to have a Schwab account, or in order to do it, you can go straight to you.
Oh, yes.
You will give us checks to like write when we're donating to something, is that how it works?
So the way it works is you can absolutely establish a donor advised fund with 4-Way. We have the option of a 5-year pledge to build your fund if you want. It has a $15,000 minimum. And then once has 15,000 in it for a year, we start offering people the opportunity to make gifts from their fund. And so they tell us what they would like to give to, and sometimes they don't really know. Sometimes the donors come to me and say, I want to do something that benefits animals, but I don't really know what the different animal benefit groups are. And then I will explain to them what all the different animal benefit nonprofits in our service area are, and then they'll select what they want to give to. And then the check comes to the organization from 4-Way, and then it's up to the donor whether they would like their name on that or not. So sometimes they don't want to be known, and other times they do. So you can establish a donor advised fund with appreciated securities that you have invested. You can establish it with cash. You can't do it with a qualified charitable distribution from your IRA because the IRS thinks then you have too much control over it, unless you've made it what's called a donor designated fund. So if you said the proceeds of this fund are always going to be to benefit children under 5 in Josephine County, then you can still come to us every year and say, tell me about the different children under 5 programs that I want to give to. And it's a little loophole. You'll still be able to establish that with qualified distributions from a retirement account also. But if folks do have a donor advised fund somewhere else, like at Schwab or like at OCF or someplace, they can move it over to us. It's a pretty simple process. Thanks. Oh, okay.
If you'd like to make an announcement, why don't you come on up? Yeah, a little shout out for the Barnstormers, just some free advertising. I believe you're doing the Crucible.
We are, yeah, we're
The
going to the
19th
lab.
this month, yeah,
Yes,
Arthur
lab.
Miller's The Crucible, through the 19th. And I just want to remind everybody, don't forget, stand up board meeting, please don't forget, stick around, I need eight board members. Hey, come on up.
Thank you.
Thanks for allowing me to come last minute. I was expecting Tina to join me, but she didn't make it. So we are celebrating our 100th year Grants Pass Rotary Club. It's going to be a very nice event. It will be held on June 22nd at the Grants Pass Boys and Girls Club. We will be having music, food, drink. You will hear some wonderful history of the club, and we also will be doing the passing of the rose, which is welcoming in our new district governor for the first time from our club in 100 years. So we hope to see each one of you there. It should be a wonderful evening. Doors open at 5. You can sign up by going to our website, grantspassrotaryclub.org. And you can also pay through that website. Hope to see you there, and thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Jim Lefevre. My wife and I have been working on a water project in Mexico, and we started the idea in 2022. I just wanted to let you know that we put out for signatures. As soon as that's done, it goes to TRF. And we've pretty much got all the I's dotted, the T's crossed with everything. We expect and anticipate it to go smoothly through the TRF, at which point in time we are ready to have a company called Dialab install rainwater collection in 2 schools in Cozumel, Mexico, EST 6, which is a middle school, and Setmar, which is a high school, serving over 2,000 people.
Hi there. That was a little loud. Just want to let you know that we've been working with the Mint program, providing food and coffee and some other things. And just to let you know that we're running a little short on funds, which we use to buy supplies and coffee and all of those things. So there's a basket back there, and anybody who wants to participate, we certainly appreciate any contributions you make. Thank you.
I want to remind you, I still have 4 tickets left for the celebration on Saturday night. So if you would like to come, please see me and we'll tell you how to get the tickets. Okay, Doug, you're the sergeant at arms today. Take your time, right?
Let me walk really slow.
25 minutes done.
I do, and I was told I was gonna have no time, so I have nothing prepared. I have no song, no dance, no bad jokes, no skits. Really nothing, I got nothing. I guess, I let you all down.
You said you had some great moves back here.
Yeah. No, I said I had Neanderthal moves. I didn't say good moves. Okay, and so what I was gonna talk about, just briefly, because really I was told I was gonna have no time, was to describe what Sergeant at Arms is for and about, because we're trying to encourage more people to sign up for Sergeant at Arms, especially some of the newer people or people who haven't done it before. So Sergeant at Arms, your basic responsibility is to come up here and just be kind of goofy. And to say something fun, to entertain people, to sort of break up the meeting rhythm from either Jim or Judy, whoever the president is, and to do something entertaining. You can talk about the news, you can talk about this, you can talk about that. It's all over the place, make some skits, whatever you want to do. One of the other things we're talking about with Sergeant at Arms, though, is putting the Sergeant at Arms in charge of making sure the announcements go a little quicker. Because sometimes announcements can run on a little long. And so the Sergeant at Arms, when we're crunched for time, should be looking at their watch, saying, hurry up, click a bell or something like that. So we got to work out that and how that's going to work. But that's one of the other main things the Sergeant at Arms should do in the future. But because we've got a tremendous amount of time, you can listen to me for a while. The other thing, the 4-Way Foundation, Kate, thank you. You could have went on longer, and we have so many things to talk about.
You guys send me.
Said pretty fast. Yeah, I totally get it. I understand. But she talked a little bit about donating to the 4-Way Foundation. One of the wonderful things about the 4-Way Foundation is the money stays local. And you can tell them what you want to do with it. And those people that are paying attention to it, Kate, I've known the receiving end of various projects, and they really do look at it through a fine-tooth comb, and they make you respond. They make you show that you're going to use it it's going to be worthwhile. It's going to be put to good use. It's a really excellent way to donate your money. And along those lines, consider putting the 4-Way Foundation or any other organization like in your will. I think Judy Vasquez talked about this a few times. Consider 10% of your assets when you pass away, put it in your will, give it to various organizations around town. The library is one of my favorites, 4-Way Foundation, there's lots of them. Okay. And Barnstorm, she said, I have so much time. Did she leave? Oh, then I was gonna to do that. Okay, good. And what is the electrician, the Brownells? Okay, because the Brownells have been doing rewiring for a few different organizations or a few different buildings in town, making them energy efficient. And it's really fantastic to be able to have that money from the 4-Way Foundation to change your lights out, and your energy bill can go down quite a bit when they change those lights to LEDs and that type of stuff. So that's fantastic. I was going to ask the Barnstormers to talk about the various different programs, the various different plays and whatnot that they're going to be doing. Okay. One other thing I will say, and then I am done. Somebody else will have to make up a story or something. But actually, let's do something. Let's do, let's see. Lynn.
Yeah.
Or with them. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Lynn is, I think you're the manager at State Farm, right? So if you have insurance needs, Lynn is the person to come to. They offer wonderful services over there. What's that?
She does a good job.
She does. Very responsive. They're excellent group over there. So that's insurance. Some of you are new in the club and don't know who's who. Lynn has been here for a long time and she does insurance. Jim Lefevre has an auto shop, although I think he's retired and he just kind of goes there and annoys people. Actually works in another.
That's what I do.
I bet. I really bet. Yeah. Right, Jimmy?
What's the auto shop name?
Yeah, what is the auto shop?
Star Automotive.
Star Automotive.
9th and F Street.
9th and F Street.
Right the first time, every time, on time, since.
All right. And Faber, where do you work and when do you do it? What's that? I got the microphone. Okay, Caver stays at home. Okay, I thought you were, I don't need to call you out. We can,
No, we moved here right before COVID, had a job for a while during COVID, and then, so I'm just, staying home. Like,
well, thank you. That's a full-time job. Good, good. Appreciate that. Jim.
Want me to talk a little more about that global grant we're working on?
Well, let me go through the room and get to people that have businesses or something, just so we can do a little self-promotion of businesses. Val, you got something? You don't have a business. How do you want to talk?
My husband's business.
Okay, 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 good.
But I have been school teacher, it's a full-time job. Mother of four, it's a full-time job.
Right,
And now it's council, it's a full-time job.
yes.
And I want to say, it's Tuesday. And get out and vote, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Over political line, I'm gonna say for Three Rivers, if you live in Three Rivers School District, that school is putting on
Has a bond that is very important, gets passed for the schools, and so I'll, I don't like to bring up politicalness, but, and I'm actually a city, counselor, but I will say that we need to support our youth, and that's a very important bond that's going to get passed for the schools, for the kids.
So, a little bit about my, after-school program at Patrick Elementary. We serve, kiddos with families that are working. A lot of them are single parent families. And so we're taking care of those kiddos that don't have a place to be in the afternoon. And so, the impact that we're making in that community is huge. And we get to serve about 7% of the school population. We're working hard to grow that, and so that we can serve even more kids at that program as well. So we do fun things like games, activities. We bring in different enrichment programs. We bring in STEM projects and PE games and craft things. We'll bring in music exposure, different types of music, different cultures of music, so that kids get a well-rounded experience with us in the program.
And is that similar programs at all the Ys, or are they kind of unique at each place?
Similar in overall, but each one has a unique feel. At Patrick, we do a lot of outdoor things. Kids there just love being outside. In some of the more in-city ones, they're not as inclined to be outside as much. So there's different personalities in each.
Wonderful, yeah, that makes sense. For Lisa's Service Above Self award winners, one of the things I think is so amazing is the counselors get to pick the kids, and it's not based on GPA so much as what they're doing in the community. I think that's a really lovely thing. They're really wonderful group of young people. Jim?
Okay, well, we love the people in Cozumel. We've made some very close friends there. EST 6 is a middle school, and all the schools have to buy bottled water. Very expensive. Cozumel is like an isolated little island, and it doesn't have a lot of wells or anything. It's not bringing water, and the water that is coming out of the faucet, it's going to get you sick. Okay, it's just not drinkable, not allowable. You can take a shower. But at EST 6, they're going to be collecting rainwater, purifying it, and then they'll have like you have in the airports. You can just put rainwater into a container and drink from it. Families will be able to get water to take home if there's additional water left over. They're also going to be collecting rainwater to use to irrigate community gardens. And in these community gardens, the families will be growing vegetables and things, and what they do not use in their own homes, any surplus, they will be able to sell to the local restaurants and maybe get a little bit of an income. people that are quite poor, really. So that's kind of a brief overview there. On Setmar, this is a high school, it's a vocational school. They train people to dive, they train for underwater welding and things. Because they have a port in Cozumel, and we have quite a bit of industry, especially tourism. And so kids are learning a skill. At Setmar, they also have a swimming pool that they're not using. So this swimming pool has 70,000 liters. What they're going to do in collecting rainwater is part of it is going to go into cisterns and be able to be used, purified again for drinking, so that the kids there can have drinking water. The other part is going to go into this cistern. We're going to use this water for general water use. So now we'll have water that will be able to come out of the faucet, they'll be able to clean things with. So it's really quite something. What we're really hoping for, once this is completed and this is built, is that we'll have got a template that we put together with the community, with Rotary Club Cozumel, with the principals of the two schools, build a template that we can use to do the other 16 schools in Cozumel, get fresh drinking water for them. Because it's a scarcity. Yeah, tell me.
My question is, how much rain does this area
It rains all the time. Okay, good. You're in the tropics. You're in the tropics. Yeah, so it's not a desert, but it rains all the time. That's kind of exciting. Do you have anything you wanted to add, Julie?
One of the things I like about the Setmar School is not only they're teaching people how to work on diving and becoming dive masters and all that, but they're also training people in the culinary arts so they can go work and be cooks in the restaurants in Cozumel. They're training people to be automotive mechanics and work on small engines, mid engines, diesels, and marine engines. It's not just one specific aspect, it's a multi-range. They have 450 students at Setmar. And these kids are totally awesome. They enjoy what they do and they enjoy learning a trade. And I really wish we had those kind of schools here in the States.
Yeah, we kind of got pulled into Setmar. We went to visit Setmar when we were there in March. We thought we were just gonna walk in and say hi, and all of a sudden we found ourselves with the Rotary Club of Cozumel giving away, I think it was 8 computers to the students at Cozumel. So we didn't even know what was gonna happen. We suddenly appeared, all of a sudden we're up on the podium and they're thanking us for something we didn't even do. It was kind of interesting. And awards, yeah, so they're giving awards throughout the year for sports awards. It's really something. So if you ever have a chance to visit Cozumel, we can make the introduction for you to the Rotary Club there, and they can show you around, so.
That's a great segue. Thank you for getting that started and being the engine making this happen. Because Jim has been pushing on this for a while. I think it's been a hard push. And I expect you to organize a trip for us to go down there. Yeah, part of this, right?
Oh, we can do that.
Good, yeah, let's do that in a year or two. That'd be fun. Cozumel's a beautiful place. Great snorkeling and great scuba diving. Congratulations, you two. For being should be a news reporter or something like that, a writer, and then an engineer. Excellent. Ashley, are you interested in talking about your business? Ashley will be a new member. She has her own business. You don't have to. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ashley. I am a small business owner. I do clay earrings. I sold makeup for a while. We also buy storage units and sell those, which is a lot of fun. We also homeschool our 2 boys, so we're always home, we're always doing stuff, always busy. We like to garden, do chickens, we just incubated chickens, a lot of outdoor fun stuff, so, yeah. Thank you.
Mary could probably do this better than me, because I really haven't gone on her website, but apparently some pretty amazing how-tos with makeup and things like that. TikTok and, yeah. Oh, I said YouTube, didn't I, or something, yeah. I think Mary's looked at them before, but I haven't yet, but apparently it's pretty amazing. The people that get tutorials on how to do different makeups and things, and she also has a lot of wigs, and I'm so looking forward to that. Just saying, Christmas birthday. All right. Porch Fest plug. Porch Fest was coming along, we're doing great. I think the fundraising team has been fantastic. I don't know what number we're at. Where's Patty?
Wow.
That is utterly amazing. That is utterly amazing. That is fantastic. Mike, you had something?
I'm on the installation committee with my wife and several other people, and we installed a wonderful show at the Art Museum, Museum of Art on G Street. It opened yesterday, and we would encourage you all to see it. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
All right, wonderful. Okay, we're gonna draw forward. We got a packet budget up here. Oh, happy bucks. Oh, yeah, thank you. Happy bucks. Who's got them? Hey, Jolene, hang on, I'll bring this to you in a moment.
Okay, I got 5 happy bucks. I should have made it 13. We listened to 13 kids at the district Rotary meeting in Coos Bay do their 4-way test speeches, and these kids were phenomenal. Unbelievable. Noah was there. Noah gave a great speech. He missed it just by 1 point. He didn't make it to the finals, but we've encouraged Noah, and we got Noah excited. He's gonna do it again next year, and he's gonna go to Riley camp. So Noah's just a phenomenal individual. He was the one that spoke here. He's the one with the beard that, is still in high school. He looks like he's older. He's just an incredible kid. We met his parents. They're awesome people. So I just want to give $5 for all those wonderful kids at that camp or at that speech contest.
Excellent.
I want to thank you Kate, for talking about 4-Way Foundation. I think it's a really good thing in this community, and I've got $20 for what you brought to us today.
I have 15 happy bucks, 8 of them for my 8 seniors and all the hard work they've done over these last 4 years. And then the rest is just best of luck bucks to them for moving on and being amazing in their next Johnson life.
Yes. Back to Porch Fest, last week we got a award from the district conference, but actually was through Rotary International. And it was a significant service award to the club, and it was for Porch Fest. So just want to throw in some happy bucks for that. Okay, we're gonna go back this way.
Well, I have some happy bucks for all the good work that we've been doing, one. And then for Kate, the work you're doing is spectacular. You really brought 4-Way to another level. And I'm looking forward to the gala.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just have happy guts because every Thursday when I come, I'm always so inspired. It's just such an inspirational group, and it's so wonderful to see what happens outside the community, inside the community, and all that we have going on. So a special thank you. And if you want a green bag, I did bring some green bags for the food bank. So they're in fact.
Good. And there are also bags back there for the cans and whatnot. Anybody has those? Anything else? Okay, I'm gonna try to tell a story that goes way with the speech contest at Rotary. So one day we had, 10 years ago, we had a young lady come up here and give a speech, and she ends up being for our area, she was, I think, the 3rd runner-up. And she had a difficult life at home, and then the 2 that won backed out, so she ended up, our area sent her to districts, and she competed. And she was amazing up there on stage. She was gonna win this thing. Both with her presentation skills and her story about herself. And then she gets about 2/3 through this speech, And she's got to do it without any kind of paperwork in front of her. It's got to be memorized at that point. And she kind of locked up and froze and then started crying. Right? And she was clearly going to win this thing, at least in my mind she was. So then she kind of runs off stage. This is the middle of about 400 people in that district. And then so, you know, they will get through the speech and then they get the winner, and somebody in the somebody up there at district was helping with this. Went out and found her. She was hiding in the bathroom somewhere. And a couple of veterans talked her down and got it home. She came out the next day, finished her speech. And the part that's so amazing is Rotary gives youth an opportunity to try to do something like that. Stand in their wings. To her, she crashed and burned. It was the worst thing ever in her life. And we all know it's not a big damn deal. You know, you give a speech, you screw it up, you do it all the time, you stand up here in front of people, you forget to prepare like I did, look like a moron. It's not a big deal, but when you're 16, it's huge. So Rotary gives people, a young person like that, the opportunity to do that, to crash, to then recover and realize it's not a big deal. And that's really an amazing thing. So, okay. Queen of Spades is the winner. Lisa, there you go, man. Wonderful. Good, great, Mary, welcome. Thank you, Doug, and great job for being impromptu. Dylan and I were talking, if we would have had to, we would have frozen for sure. Anyway, good job. Just want to share a few more things. We've got a few minutes left. You know, Patrice Hamlin is a member of our club. She's the outreach coordinator for the food bank. And she asked me to remind you about this. There's a shining light on hunger celebration fundraising event on June the 6th. So if you can, they're online. You can go online and find it. Josephine County Food Bank. Anyway, it's a worthy cause. $55 each. Includes a dinner and then the silent auction for those things. Also, I want to let you know, you recall with Shoes That Fit, we bought a bunch of shoes for children at Williams Elementary. And there was some money left over. So with that money, we sent it to the Boys and Girls Club. And we got a nice letter. I won't read you the whole thing, but basically, thank you for helping children in our most vulnerable communities step forward into a bright future. Your generous gift of $1,410 means that 47 kids at the local Boys and Girls Club can attend school with the self-esteem that is often taken from them at an early age due to ill-fitting or worn-out shoes. And some little kid named Stephanie drew a really pretty picture, and it says, "Dear Shoes That Fit Foundation." Well, somebody, I think an adult with that part in it. Anyway, thank you for my terrific new sneakers. Stephanie. Anyway. This president's coming to a close, and I like Bob Dylan. If you remember, Bob Dylan actually won the Nobel Prize for Literature. So I thought we couldn't let the year go by without a quotation from Bob Dylan. And this is kind of a love song, and this is the last, or one of the stanzas. It's a little quirky, but it's called, it's from a song called Buckets of Rain. What Mr. Dylan says is that life is sad, life is a bus. All you can do is do what you must. You do what you must do, and you do it well. I'll do it for you, oh baby, can't you tell? Thanks for coming.
In Zoomland. Oh, ask Kelly if she needed something. I chatted to her, but I think she may have just been waving. Nope, there she is.
Kelly, would you like to talk to us? You're on the spot.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm sorry I didn't get in the Happy Bucks, but I got a phone call from the Josephine County shelter that I desperately needed to take because I have 4 or 5 little kittens that I found today in my boathouse if anybody would like a kitten. And I'll give 20 Happy Bucks for that announcement and that pitch.
Good to see you. All right, I think that's it. Thanks for coming, everybody. Take care.